maybe some things we want to try. So it's always a challenge, though, to figure out how to set those goals and make them happen. Jamel, would you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so you have been a success coach for years and you've been mentored by Proctor, and you're known for helping entrepreneurs step out of limitation and into the goals they really want to have. You've transformed your own life from struggle to purpose, and now you teach others how to do the same. So I'm excited for this because you're going to walk us through step by step how to set goals that will make a difference and actually help you step into the life that you were meant to live. So, without further ado, I would love to just introduce you, let you introduce yourself to the Be Awesome Network. You've been on before, and that's why we're having you back because you were so awesome. But let us know what we're going to be covering today and what to expect.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited for this, Lori. Thank you first and foremost for having me come back again. It's always amazing to be awesome and help others be awesome as well. And you're very awesome as well, in many, many different ways. So I am so grateful to share, just a few things to really point you in the right direction for 2026 and beyond.
Yeah.
We were laughing off camera. This can go beyond to maybe around for 2,000 years. It can go on all the way to whatever year you want. And you can apply this material over and over. It's extremely powerful and it's very simple. And what's easy to do is easy not to do. So definitely open yourself up to this knowledge, take some notes, and just really tap in with me because this is going to be very, very special.
Awesome. Can't wait. Well, let's get going.
Yeah, let's get going. Actually, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Jamel Matias. I'm a certified mindset success coach slash business consultant, trained by the legend Bob Proctor. I'm really grateful to have, his knowledge and his spirit within me and to help others. A lot of us lack direction, and that's exactly what we're here for today. And I help individuals, businesses, business owners basically achieve higher milestones. And I'm the founder of Believe in the Unseen Consulting. It's all about believing in that goal and that dream that you really, really desire. And, my purpose is just to reveal the hidden potential already within you and guide you to your truest desires. So, speaking of guiding, am I able to share my screen now? Should I go for it?
Yes, go for it.
Awesome. So let me share my screen. And this is not just going to be a typical presentation. This is going to be a conversation as well, So this is going to be amazing. So here's setting the right type of goals. And Lori and I and everyone watching and listening know that everyone sets New Year's resolutions, right? And by the end of maybe even the second week or end of January, they're already, I wouldn't say lost, but we stop that momentum, right? And then maybe a month after, we just don't do it anymore. And this is to really explain why that happens and why we get excited and get motivated and get clarity, and then we just stop. We go right back to our old selves, right? And our own, what I call is limiting thinking. So here's setting the right type of goals. First of all, congratulations to everyone here, the winner's circle that's here, and everyone that's tuning in. Congratulate yourself for being here, right? And taking a step toward a better life. This little one is very excited, right? And look at that little one as, the little you wanting to grow into the higher you, right? So be open to what I'm sharing, have an open mind, let go of yesterday, let go of the past, especially negative things that may have held you back. You really want to let go of that. So that way you're open to receive knowledge and material to move you forward. It's always about where you want to go, what you want to achieve, most importantly, who you want to become, right? So let's dive right in. Okay, this is going to be awesome. So what is your goal? What is your goal? Really ask yourself that. What is your goal? You can ask yourself, what is your goal for 2026, right? And I'm going to focus on that because why not, right? We're coming up on the holidays, the last month of the year. So let's really tap in here. Here's a few questions to ask yourself when determining your goal, right? Is my goal making me energized and excited? That is essential. Is my goal making me energized and excited? I'm excited every day because, let me show you something. This is what I have. It never leaves my side. It's called a goal card. I'll answer some questions towards the end, but this is direction, right? So is my goal making me energized or excited, right? So, and I'll get into why that's important. Do my goals belong to me or someone else, right? Very important to understand and to ask yourself that. Is that goal for me? Or is it for my significant other, my partner, my family or my friends or my relatives? Is this my goal or is it for somebody else? So really think about that. Have I ever written my goals down? Have I ever written down my goals? Right? So that's huge. A lot of people do not write their goals down. They just keep them where? In their head. And guess what happens when you keep your goals in your head? Sometimes you forget them, right? You forget where you're going. And trust me, most of my life I did that. I would have multiple goals in my head, but I didn't have them written down. And what happens when you write them down, when you write something, it causes an image, it causes vision. And also, it actually, when you take something out of your head, you're able to see it again and you revisit that same energy and you get clarity. So writing your goals down is very important. So what do I really, really want more than anything? Like, think about it right now. And you also want to be open-minded to what have you may have wanted for so long, right? In the past, maybe a couple years, maybe last year it didn't happen. You know, just tap into that and just ask yourself, be very open and honest with yourself, and not to criticize yourself for whatever happened in the past, but just be open. What do I really, really want more than anything? And I don't want to put Lori on the spot here, but is there anything that comes to mind that it could be small or large? Anything comes to mind that you would want, Lori?
Yeah, well, I would just say that, let's see. I'm trying to stop the share real quick.
Oh,
Can we stop the share? Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say that I made some goals last year that I wrote down, and I kind of set them aside to the side, and it didn't. I didn't look at them. I didn't necessarily revisit them, but I kind of had them in my head. And as I was looking back, because I always do that, I look back, and I had met probably 3 or 4 out of the 5 or 6, which is amazing, I thought.
it is.
But yeah, yeah, and I like what you say. Do my goals belong to me or someone else? And like you said, have I ever written down my goals? I did write them down. I had them in a note on my phone. And of course, during the first of the year, you look at them more often because that's kind of when you write them and you want to revisit them. But if you don't write them down, then later when you want to look and see what they actually were, then you kind of forget. I had forgotten a couple of them. So, yeah, and then just to answer the question, what do I really, really want more than anything? I think that's a super question because that can help you determine your goals. I definitely want to be a leader, my own boss, and have the freedom and the flexibility to make my own schedule and do things on my own time. So that's, for me, that overarches almost all of the goals. Well, pretty much all of the goals I made for last year. So that's it in a nutshell. That's Lori in a nutshell.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Lori. And sorry to put you on the spot there.
No
Um,
worries.
yeah, and you actually, that's a great segue into what, the different types of goals, that we'll get into. Because when you choose a certain goal that drives you the most, other goals fall into place, right? So we'll definitely share that. And thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So
Of course.
do we continue to share or that's on your end, right?
No, you can stop the share. I just didn't know if you wanted to stop it while we were talking, and I don't think I can.
Oh, it says it's still streaming.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
It is.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Share. I mean, the to the
The
uh,
screen. Yeah.
to anyway. Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, and we're still in the group, right? Yeah, I think we
Yes,
are. Okay,
yes.
great, awesome. So yeah, ask yourself, what do I really, really want? And we'll really get into that. So there are three main type of goals, and thanks to Lori, what she mentioned at the very end, we'll really tap in here. This is so good. Now, very simple, right? Very simple. A-type goals. These are things you already know how to do, right? Most of us know how to brush our teeth, right? Most of us know how to do our hair, to put on a shirt, right? I remember, my little girl when she used to put her clothes on backwards or put her, leg in her arm sleeve. Her clothes would be all over the place. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing? It's funny, but, these are goals you know how to do. You know how to put your clothes on, you know how to, bathe or whatever. And these are just lateral moves, things that you've been doing pretty much for a majority of your life, right? Then there's B-type goals. These are things you think you can do. Now, thinking. I can talk forever about thinking. So, thinking is based on your limited understanding of self. And this is based on logic. Your logic is different. Everyone has different levels of logic, and really think about that. Logic, if I do this and I get that and I do this, it's basically a plan, right? If I do this, do that, I think I can achieve that or have that. And this is where most people stop with their goals because they're limited by logic and they live by logic every day. And I did not realize I was doing this as well for many, many years. And I wasn't breaking through a lot of barriers that I was creating myself. So, all that is possible up here at the top never receives serious consideration. So, the year's almost up, New Year's coming. You want to have serious consideration here on where you're going in your life. Where are you going? And who are you becoming? Right? So, why? Why do people do not really, consider something beyond what they think they can do? This is so good, right? Why? It's because of a paradigm, right? Because of paradigms. Some of you may have heard of that. I'm sure some of you in the winner's circle may have, and some people in the group. But paradigms basically dictate your entire reality, okay? Your self-image is in there. Your beliefs about anything is in there. I say in there because I'm going to share something very powerful. It's basically in your subconscious mind. And it's basically, a paradigm is a multitude of habits fixed in your subconscious mind that causes you to do things without any conscious effort. So they're kind of hidden and they dictate even how you think, which is crazy. So basically it's what holds you back, right? So what is a paradigm? Like I said, it's a multitude of habits. And a habit, right, is an idea that is fixed in a person's subconscious mind that causes a person to do something without any conscious thought. So for instance, when you learn how to drive, and a paradigm is what causes our what? Habitual behavior. So if you're driving, right, and I remember Lori did a long drive, right? So she knows how to drive, right? She knows how to, start the car, put it in drive or reverse or whatever, holds the steering wheel. Most of us do, right? But think about that time when you didn't know how to drive, when you're learning how to drive. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Because they helped me, they taught me how to drive. I scared the crap out of them, right? So basically, when you're learning how to drive, it's very new. But now it just becomes effortless because there's no conscious thought. You know how to maneuver the vehicle, and it's very, very fluid, right? And then it actually becomes your new paradigm, right? So I can talk forever about paradigms, but paradigms, you really want to understand it because there's no growth without understanding what that really means. So at times we do things we do not want to do, right? We get results we do not want. This is a lot of people, but we do it anyway. Why is that? This is because of the paradigm in the subconscious mind that controls our actions and behaviors. So the body is an instrument of the mind. So if you have a bunch of negative things, that's limiting beliefs, thinking you're not worthy, thinking you can't do certain things, and wondering why things aren't changing, you're always focused on negative things rather than abundance, who you really are. And what happens, your behavior is basically what your subconscious mind is telling it to do. So your body will take certain actions. It's kind of like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed today. I really don't. Oh, I don't want to go to the gym, right? So you have this conflict between your mind and your body. Your mind saying, you had a lot of carry out and cake and whatever last night, and I do have to go to the gym, right? So you have this conflict, this battle, internal battle. So the point is, really, really understand your thinking and what paradigms are, because it dictates what you physically do and also your vibrational state. And we'll get into that as well. So common paradigms, I fly through this. I'm not good enough, which I mentioned, unworthiness, right? It's a huge paradigm. I'm not good enough for the goal that I want. I thought that. I held on to that so long. You would not see me on this screen with Lori if I kept holding on to that. I am worthy, and I am more than worthy. I'm more than enough. And this is what I had to tell myself and do some internal work. I can't afford it. Now that is a major paradigm because we allow current circumstances and conditions to dictate our future, right? So saying that solidifies the limiting self. So very important to understand that. I might succeed. What's the key word in might? Doubt. That's doubt. You're doubting yourself. At the Be Awesome Network, you don't want to doubt yourself. You're awesome, right? Anytime you say I might, that's doubt and worry. So it's not my fault. Okay. It's funny to see all these because I hear this, often. And anytime you say it's not my fault, you're taking your own power and putting it outside yourself to something else or someone else, right? It's not my fault. So now you're kind of dismissing your own power and justifying your limiting self, right? So big. My best days are behind me. Oh my God. Bob said, so many people are like, Bob said, I'm 53. I remember this conversation or what he said. I'm 53 and I'm just getting started. Right? So it doesn't matter. Time is an illusion. It's based on your own perception, right? So anytime you think your best days are behind you, you stop creating. You stop growing into the version of you that you're meant to become. So let go of that thought and override it. And I can talk about the law of polarity. There's an opposite to everything. There's hot, cold, inside, outside, left, right, whatever. There's an opposite to whatever belief that you've been holding. So if you say my best days are behind me, guess what the opposite is? My best days are ahead of me. Polar opposite. And as you can impress your subconscious mind with that belief. I don't have time. Time is our most valuable asset. We all get the same 24 hours in a day. You manage activities, not time. And you know what determines what you truly value in life is how you invest your time and how you invest your money. That's the roadmap to what you truly choose in your life. So really think about that. And a quick thing you can do is look at your calendar and see what you've done for the entire year. This is so good. Look how everything is just intertwined. Look at the whole year. It's December. What did you do at your time? Right? Was it with family? Was it playing video games or watching, streaming all kinds of shows? Was it just gathering information off of YouTube? Was it really stepping forward into your higher self, right? By growing. And your time, it'll show you where you spent your time and your money. You can look at your account. What are the things you bought that really didn't give you sustained value, right? I can look at my account. I'm always about growth and learning more about myself. And that way I can be better service. So really, really be open to that. And don't beat yourself up. This is to like really build you up. This is to build you up. And just be reflective, right? And it'll show you what you really value. So, where's the button? I was getting kind of crazy here. There we go. So, Lori, did you want to add anything there?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to put us here. I think that what you shared was super helpful, because what we're learning together is that we make excuses for ourselves, right? And that really keeps us from making these goals that we really want to meet. So it's super helpful to know these common paradigms, like I'm not good enough, I can't afford it, I might not succeed, it's not my fault. Like it's too late, my best days are behind me. I don't have the time. That's definitely my go-to. I don't have the time. And as people are watching, Nicole is saying, this is all so good. She says, I've looked at my credit card bills and it's definitely showed what I have invested in. So thank you, Nicole, for commenting and helping us understand how we can apply it to our lives. And Ahmed even said, when you were talking about driving, he said, especially the stick shift. So thank you, Gina, Nicole, Ahmed, Eric, for commenting and participating. And I'm just curious if anyone out there, out of these common paradigms, I'm not good enough, I can't afford it, I might succeed, but I might not succeed, I guess, or it's not my fault, my best days are behind me, or I don't have the time. Are there any that you struggle with? I would say my biggest struggle would be I don't have the time, or maybe I'm not good enough. Like we all put ourselves in like that category of imposter syndrome, right? Like, who am I to do this? Yeah.
Yeah, so good, so good. I love that. And thank you for all those, engaging. And, shout out to Ahmed. He's one of my clients, actually. So he's tuning in, tapping into more knowledge. And I'm so happy for him. He's making big moves in his life. And it's always a pleasure, seeing change, in people when they take that step through fear. So let me, I have to reshare. It's all good. There we go. So, yeah. And, feel free to be vulnerable. It's okay. You have to be open to growth, right? There's no way you go beyond. You look at this and say, where do I see myself, right? I'm past that point in my life. What? Right? So you're easily kind of dismissing your own growth. There's only two ways. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards, or creating or disintegrating, right? So you want to create. So I think I listed enough of these. I don't know what I want. That's a big one, right? So it's funny I put that last, but when you say I don't know what I want, that's good. At least you're being honest, right? And sometimes your limiting self and your limiting beliefs and who you are dictate your imagination and what you really, really want. It'll even stop you from imagining. So when you don't know, at least you're honest to say that to yourself. And that's what this is, to give you direction. That's why we're here. So let's get into it. I don't see myself. Oh, wow. So that's enough of that, right? How could I do that? See, the how. Everyone's worried about how. And I'm going to share something very special on letting go of how. And how is based on limiting understanding of yourself, and also rationality and what do they call it? You're very logical, right? Yeah. Very logical in your head, overthinking everything, right? And that's a B-type goal, right? That's people focus on the how when they're bouncing back and forth. So let's move on here. So who would like to volunteer? Who would like to volunteer? Well, we can, invite some of the viewers here, or Lori. Uh, how do we want to do this, Lori? You want to volunteer on camera? It's easy.
Sure, sure. Then we'll go to Ahmed and Nicole, who are commenting quite often. So yeah, we'll stop the sharing and we'll talk straight to our people here. So
Okay.
what are we doing? I don't know what I'm volunteering for.
It's really easy. And shout out to Nicole as well. Thanks for commenting. So, what does your mailbox look like?
Like physically, what does it look like? Yes.
Yes.
It's a black box on the side of the porch.
Okay. And how does it open? Is it always open, or does it have like a lid?
It has a lid.
Is it metal?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any type of emblem on the front, or it's just...
It's got some sort of little floret or something, but not anything official. And it has a slit in the top for the mail to go through.
Okay. Awesome. So anybody here, feel free to put that, I guess, in the comments of what your mailbox looks like. And I got a follow-up question. What does your refrigerator look like?
Hey, it's silver or stainless. It's got 2 doors on the top and a drawer for a freezer on the bottom.
Okay. And I saw your visual, so it opens like a butterfly, right? Like a they call it
Yes.
French door, I think that's what they call it. Okay.
Yes.
Stainless steel on the outside. What color interior?
White.
Okay. And are the shelves a solid color, or are they clear?
Um, Good question. I think they're clear. Yeah. Nicole says hers is white metal and opens from the top. That's her mailbox. So
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Ahmed, do not answer because he knows where I'm going with this. Awesome. Let's give everyone a round of applause, for volunteering. This is so powerful. So let me ask everyone here, and Ahmed, do not answer. Lori, you shouldn't answer either because our last conversation. But what does your mind look like? What does your mind look like?
So are you asking what physically my mind looks like, or organizationally, what does my mind look like?
The first one.
Okay. Because I was gonna say it looks like this. But I think of my mind as, the organ of the brain inside of my skull.
Okay. The organ of the brain inside my skull. Okay. Yeah, and you're not alone, right? That's what most people think. And thanks for volunteering and sharing that. And, most people think the mind is the brain. Okay, so let me just share here that the brain is just part of the body, right? How marvelous the brain is. It's essentially an electronic switching station. So it stores different information. It allows the body to move, the face to have expressions. So I smile a lot because I'm so excited to share this and help people. But, the brain is marvelous, but it is part of the body, just like a fingernail or elbow or arm or whatever. So let me show you what the mind looks like to understand what paradigms really are. Here's a picture of the mind, and it's been sitting on this is my right shoulder, but it looks left to you, and that's actually a higher faculty called perception. So here is a picture of the mind. It's called the stick person or the secret genie. So basically, it looks like a little stick person, all right? So at the top is your conscious mind. That's where all your knowledge and education goes to, where, all the books and everything you studied in school and maybe college and high school and everything, right? All the videos and information and stuff, kind of like this, but this is very specialized information. Everything that's going in there, right? And that's where I say a lot of mental activity and noise happens as well. So down here is your subconscious mind. It's also known as the emotional mind, the feeling mind. And it's also connected to your imagination, the metaphysical, right? So, and down here, guess what that is? That's your body, right? So we are blessed with fingers and stuff, eyes and ears and nose, etc. I won't go too deep, but we have 5 sensory factors. There's see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And these are basically antennas that connect us to our environment. But this is a simple illustration focusing just on 2 parts, the main 2 parts of our mind, conscious and subconscious, right? So guess what that is? In your conscious mind, this is where dreams are built. Did I get too loud?
No.
This is where dreams are built. So this is where, for 2026, what are you creating in your life? Where are you going in your life? And this is where dreams are built in your conscious mind. Everything's created twice, once in the imagination and then into your physical plane, into your reality, right? So that's where your dreams are built. They start there, right? And there's your feeling mind, your emotions. How do you feel today? How do you feel right now? Right? You feel good because you're watching this, you're tuning in to be awesome. You were 2 awesome people. You're commenting, you're really there. You want to make a serious change in your life. So you're feeling good. Feeling is the vibration. It's conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. So you're sending off a vibration. Everything vibrates. Nothing rests. Nothing rests, right? So let's feeling is in your subconscious mind, right? So then you have the body, right? So let's really tap into feelings here, okay? Make a definite decision and really use your imagination. Really use your imagination and choose where you want to go, right? And ask yourself, what do I really want? And I put these images here just to kind of spark some imagination. Do you want more money in your life? Like, who here is watching that would want more money? Don't let your limiting self try to limit you to the money that you want in your life. That was me for so long. I got really tired of it, So envision yourself with whatever money that you want, monthly, annually, whatever. Because money, actually, it allows you to do so much good, right? Money is an amplifier of who you are, right? And it allows you, obviously, to buy material things. You want a new house? Want one like this in the image? Why not? Right? Let your imagination go. You want some luxury cars or boats and stuff? Why not? Right? You can have anything you want. You want success in your business? You want a successful business? Maybe some of you are coaching, author, yoga instructor, or I knew somebody that was starting a health shop where they had a lot of healthy foods and stuff. Maybe you want to start your own technical company. It doesn't matter, right? Maybe you want a better lifestyle, more time with your family, right? Where you're not, working and getting burnout and stuff. I talk to a lot of people. You want to speak and talk to the world, inspire people. Maybe you want to do that, right? So ask yourself, what do you really want, right? This is the spark, that imagination that's been inside you, And imagination is one of the 6 intellectual faculties, and it's basically a mental muscle. So if I didn't work out this arm, it'll basically be really weak and it'll shrivel up and it'll be atrophied. So imagination is the same concept. The more you do it, the more you utilize it, the stronger it gets, right? The stronger. So that's something for you to really, really understand. So what do I really want? Remember, A-type goal is what you already know how to do. There's no growth in that, right? B-type goals, these are goals you think you can do. There's no true inspiration. Trust me. I used to do this years and years and years. There's no true inspiration. You're not really inspired. And then, guess what? There's C-type goals. You want to focus on what you really want. So you don't have to know how. Let go of how. Everyone is worried about how in the world can I do that, right? Leave the how to the universe or to spirit, infinite intelligence, the thinking substance, God, whatever religion that religious background. Focus on what you really desire. Keyword is desire, right? So up here, you want to stretch your mind. Really go there. And don't be afraid. This is fun. You're supposed to have fun doing this, right? So I threw this in here last minute. So this is this person has ruled out the creative process that leads to certain growth, right? They keep bouncing back and forth from what they know they can do to what they think they can do. So look, they keep going back and forth. This was me for probably 20 years. I laugh because I didn't know what I was doing, right? Now I have this awareness and I'm so grateful to share it. And I know people can relate to this because you go back and forth, your present results, you keep doing things you already know how to do. And then you'll think of something else you want to do, what I think I can do, right? And you go back and forth, right? Check this out. Fantasy, right? This is the C-type goal. This is what I want. And don't be afraid to want something, right? This individual is aware that there is no inspiration in B and no growth in A. So they ruled out A and B and moved directly to C, which is called the creative process. So I'm not going to share the creative process. Basically is you tapping in with your imagination, really asking yourself, using your fantasize, right? Really fantasizing what you really want. And I like to do it with music. I get in a quiet room and I ask spirit for guidance, and I get very clear on what I'm creating. I'm doing it right now. So, Lori, anything you want to share? I know I shared a lot there. Any questions or anything? I think you're muted. Okay.
Yeah, I would love to ask everyone who's been listening and watching what their thoughts are on this kind of goal, and if this has changed their perspective on goal setting. So if you are listening and watching, make a comment, raise your hand. Let us know if this has been helpful. I see that. See, Nicole said she. Sorry, I'm getting back to the live event.
No worries.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like everyone is very much enjoying this. I've got some other kind of refrigerators that we have.
I love it.
But as far as the goal setting and how we do this, what would you say, Jamel, is the number one thing that we can do to help ourselves take that next step?
Oh, I love it. Lori's always a step ahead. Always a step ahead. Exactly. It's perfect. I always know it. When we get on camera, it's divine. Because that's exactly what I'm sharing next, right? And check this out. How do I stretch my mind? Lori just asked that. I love it. So you want to have fun, right? And use your imagination. Just have fun and really let go of everything where you are right now took your entire life to be where you are. Now you're letting go of logic and limitation and tapping into something very special. The imagination, I can go down the list. Look at Walt Disney, right? You can do the Wright brothers, right? They created planes in the air. You can look at all the fast food restaurants. They all have different stories. I like Colonel Sanders. But you can look at all these different things, and they tapped into that vision. And the vision comes from the imagination. The imagination is infinite, and all of us are. So really listen to your heart of hearts, right? What really gets you really emotional, and control the flow of thought energy. Let it flow freely to and through you, right? And thought is energy, right? Thoughts are frequencies, actually. And, I'm so glad we're really tapping into this, because this is a perfect time of year. The moment is now, in this present. That's why the present is a present. It's a gift to you to choose your thoughts. So choosing what you really want, right? Choosing that C-type goal. Look at these lines. These are your current results. These are little clouds here. This is your reality, right? Guess what is up here? Your goal. And each of these lines represent frequencies. Notice I'm already sweating, so my body is reacting, right? Based on what I'm sharing. So remember, the body is an instrument of the mind. So how do you get from where you are to where you want to go? You have to make a committed decision. Decision is one of the most overlooked words, I think, in human vocabulary. Decision is you have to let go of where you are and focus on where you're going. And when you make a committed decision, my clients know, everything starts to shift. I told them, when you're on the other side, you're like, what is he talking about? Oh, this is... But when you make a committed decision, everything starts to respond to you. You are the cause. Everything is an effect. So the outside is a reflection of the inside. So this slide right here, think of your cell phone, right? When you call somebody, it actually has a frequency where it reaches that exact person you meant to call. Unless you're, butt dialing somebody and you accidentally call the wrong person. But the point is, the phone still dialed that specific number to that specific phone. So every phone has different frequencies, every number has different frequencies, etc. But you're sending out frequencies with your thoughts. This is why it's very important to know where you're going in your life, right? So before we talk about homework, to apply this knowledge, Lori, did you want to say anything there?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to kind of show or read some comments that some people are saying in the actual live, which has been so helpful. Nicole says, my seagulls always allow me to see my limiting beliefs I'm still working on, which I thought was really good. Ahmed has said, the information Jamel has shared changed my life direction. So thank you, Ahmed, for sharing. That's amazing. And Marion says it's not always clear and focused on the how. So seagulls are really important. They rely on us to step into a higher identity, a bigger stretch. So a lot of you guys are getting a lot out of this, and I'm so happy to hear that, because that's why we're here to help in the Be Awesome Network, to help you and me and everyone become the very best version of ourselves so we can. And I love the fact that thoughts are frequencies, like you just talked about, and that we really do have the power to make a change in our own lives. So.
Oh, wow. I love it. Awesome. Everyone is awesome. Don't be afraid that focusing on the how, right? That's very common. Of course, I did it for so long. I was like, how can I do that? And that's just based on mental conditioning, which is your paradigm. The paradigm wants you to stay where you are, and it doesn't want you to be uncomfortable. So sometimes for people to vision their C-type goal, it's uncomfortable for them because it's outside of their self-image. And it's also, it's hard for them to verbalize or even write down what they really want. And remember, you really want to kind of keep this to yourself too, because this is your goal. Remember, it doesn't belong to me. It's no one else. And we're all unique on a unique journey in this thing called life. So what are you creating in your life? I get so excited about this. So homework, here's a quick assignment for you to do today, right after this live. Do not put it off. And guess what? When you don't take an action, it's your limiting self holding you back over and over and over. So without application of knowledge, nothing happens. And you get the same results. So this is so important. It's best to do this right after this event. Guess what? Your energy is different, right? Your energy is different. You're feeding off of what I'm giving out, what Lori's giving out. Your energy is different in this space, in this moment. So that's why it's good to do it right away. Don't put it off, because what's going to happen, your limiting self will try to take control of you again. So number one, find a quiet place without distractions and relax. I usually do 3 deep breaths. I do breath work as well. I meditate a lot, but just do 3 deep breaths and go into your imaginary mind and let go of all reasons of how or why, and start writing down things that you really want in your life, right? And guess what? I'm giving you what's called the free life map. So I'll make sure, I put this in the chat, or, it's downloadable I'll give you a link, that way you'll have, I call it the life map because it gives you direction in your life, right? If you don't have any goals, you don't know where you're going, right? It's like setting a destination in the GPS, right? So if you drive out of your driveway with no destination, you don't know where you're going, right? And if you have multiple destinations, like I did, you can't go to all of them at once, right? Physically, right? So it's so important to have goals, and goals aren't designed for you to just get things and achieve things. It's actually designed for you to grow. And I didn't know that. Bob shared that with me. I was like, you know what? Because you become a different person as you're achieving certain things. And that's the true beauty of goals. The getting it's just extra. It's who you become, really. And I had to really understand that. I didn't years ago, and I was confused, but now I understand as I've created, a lot of success in my life. So, find a quiet place and just write down things that you really want, personal goals or professional goals. And, reach out to me for the free life map, or I'll just make sure you're able to get it. And I'm sure Lori will help me with that. So number 2, this is where you get order of the mind. Who has a lot of thoughts every day? And sometimes you have doubt and worry, right? And sometimes you just have chaos happening. And I really needed that, because this taught me how to keep order. I had so many thoughts going on, but up here, I didn't mention this, you can accept or reject any thoughts in your conscious mind. You have full control of what you allow in this area. You can allow other people to talk and put negative things in your mind, your environment or your current circumstances, even your bank account. Maybe you don't have enough money that you would like. Maybe those are negative things that are coming into your mind. Guess what? You can reject it immediately, right? You can accept or reject. And that was so powerful for me. Here, the subconscious only receives what you give it. And guess what? All these years we've been alive, we didn't know this, and we keep putting things down here that do not serve us. This was monumental for me, and I'm so glad I remembered to share that. So when you, number 2, reread all the things you wrote down. You can even have 2 things or 100 things. It doesn't matter the number of things that you want. You want to reread them, categorize them as A, B, or C, right? So you can just write a little A, B, or C next to it, right? And just really have fun with this exercise. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about the how. And number 3, now that your goals are categorized, you want to focus on your C-type goals. So I highly recommend pick 1 or 2 of these goals. I suggest one. Just choose one C-type goal that you want more than anything. And you'll see, choosing that C-type goal inspires the most growth. And also, a lot of your other smaller A-B goals are under that, like Lori mentioned earlier. So, and now that your goals are categorized, focus on your C-type goals, pick 1 or 2. Never worry about the how. Let that go. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it flow. And when you do that, you're actually acting by faith. Both faith and fear demand us to believe in what we cannot see. The special thing is, we choose. We have a choice in every moment to choose fear or faith. And that was another thing that really changed my life. So you want to see oh, this is extra. I forgot. You can see yourself in possession of whatever you want. That is extremely powerful. That's a big tip right there. And, I know it's hard for a lot of people, but guess what? Ahmed, he probably wants to share. We have visualization on camera together about our C-type goals, where we're going in life. And that energy is different when you visualize, when you close your eyes and you get into the space and the energy of it. So, and lastly, post. Well, you can do that. Well, if Lori wants you to.
Yeah.
All right. For those viewers that are commenting in here, you can post in a Facebook group about how it felt and share and your experience going there in your mind. Right? This can be text-based, but it's more powerful sharing a video of your face expressing it as a bonus. If Lori's open to that, and you can tag me. I always love seeing that. It makes me happy to see people, really, really tap into their dreams and use their imagination. Lori, anything to share there?
Yeah, I would love it if people would just keep everything here in the comments so that if you are going to share, comment below. You can even record a video of yourself in the comments. So if you want to do that, that'd be amazing. We've already had a couple people comment. Ahmed said, I got tears coming down when we visualized my C-type goal. He also said, you always put us at a higher vibration when we listen to you, Jamel. Lori, thanks for hosting. And Nicole is also commenting about her C goals, always allowing her to see where she needs to work on something. So really quick though, Jamel, I would love it if you would just quickly explain what A, B, and C goals are again, just in case someone is just tuning in and they want to know how to categorize.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A-type goals are goals that you think you can do. You already know how to do. So, it's like brushing your teeth or combing your hair, brushing your hair, or cooking the same dish. I'm a breakfast guy, so I know how to make sunny side up eggs easily, right? I've been doing it for a long time. So that's just a lateral move, right? Maybe a new technology, right? Maybe your first time, maybe you've been getting on Zoom a lot. I do a lot of Zoom calls, so I know the software pretty well. But I remember when, this is before COVID, it was new to me, right? So B-type goals are goals you think you can do. This is based on limited understanding of yourself, and it's basically based off of mental conditioning as well. So you don't believe yourself to go beyond that point, actually. And it's based on planning and logic. So logic is interesting. Everyone has all this information, but you can be super smart but not have the results that you want, right? That's where frustration happens, where you have all this knowledge but results aren't changing. And B-type goals are connected to that, because if I do this and I do that and I do this, then I can achieve that. So you have this logical plan, but it's a limiting goal. And C-type goals are goals basically that promote the most growth. It allows you to become the essence of who you are, which is unlimited. And the more you tap into that, it reminds me of a quote. It said, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So what that means is, if you can imagine it, you can have it. And I know that's challenging for a lot of people, but you really can. And that's what I help toys. I made a huge robot. It's just amazing to see it. And she reminds me of the imagination I had when I was little. But guess what? You can redevelop that. And C-type goals basically pull out your essence, who you really are. You're unlimited. Your potential is limitless. And we forget that as people, because we let the world beat us up, And You know, it's very important to understand what C-type goals are. And it makes you excited because that's what you really want. It makes you afraid because you've never been there. But don't choose fear. Let fear be your guide. Let fear be your guide to go towards it. Trust me, I'm human. I used to get afraid. Well, I said used to. I still get afraid, but I know fear is different now for me because I'm like, I gotta do that because I'm scared of that. And I know it on the other side of fear is the growth you seek, right? So I hope that kind of sums it up a little bit on the different types.
Yes, super helpful. Thank you, Jamel.
You're welcome. So let me share lastly, this has been awesome. I hope this is inspiring and motivating a lot of you. And I want to thank, Lori again for blessing me. I'm so grateful to be here and so grateful just to share a tip of the iceberg of what goals do and help give you some type of direction. Remember, you don't want to be like a ship without a rudder. You're being tossed around in the ocean of life. You want to have a rudder so you can go from A to B to each port that you want in your life. And it's so serious. It's so serious. I just wish I had this a long time ago, but I know I was always being guided because I'm still hitting the ports, even right now. So thank you for having me on the amazing Be Awesome Network. Again, my name is Jamel Matias. I'm a certified mindset success coach / business consultant, mentored, and trained by the legend Bob Proctor. I'm so grateful to step through a lot of fear to be here. And I had to let go of the limiting, everything I'm sharing here, I had to go through that journey. And if you missed our introductory call with Lori and I, scroll down or just search my name and you'll find that, So if some of you would like to learn more of how you can shift things further for 2026, 3 steps to take right now. Not tomorrow, not after the holidays, right now. You can get out your cell phone. If you're on a cell phone already, hopefully you're taking notes and you have a notepad, and I'm going to do this. Go to your messages, and there's my number you see right there on the screen. Feel free to, go to your messages and go to your phone. And there you go, tap that number in. And guess what? That's yours truly, Jamel Matias. And text me right now, that you would like a free call with me to meet and learn more and see if what I do would be helpful towards your true goals in life. And also, you may not be ready for growth, right? You may not be ready, but it's definitely worth a opportunity to have a quick call to find out, right? Definitely worth that, especially if you receive some value from here. And to schedule a call with me, I'll share my call link. I don't know if it'll be in the post or not. I'm sure Lori will help me as well. She's amazing. And I'll have my call link to set up a call with me. I think I'm booked up today, but definitely set that up, because this is your future. And here is the Q&A. So let's talk. I'll stop sharing. This has been amazing, and my, purpose here is to really give you direction today, because not having direction, you're like driving in the dark without any headlights on in life. And that's why, I was so excited that Lori is open to having this event and be able to give you some type of guidance.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jamel, for coming on and sharing all of your wisdom. I took some notes and put them in the chat below in the event, just your homework. So be sure and read through that. And you can always watch the replay. So you can start it all over from the very beginning and watch it all the way through if you are just joining us. But I'm super excited, Jamel, for you to be coming on. It was super timely for us to be talking about setting these goals, really digging into who we are, and like you said, not being fearful of success and that next step that we know that's going to be the best for us. Because when we take that next step, then we really do start to become the very best version of ourselves that we can be, which is what the Be Awesome Network is all about, is just encouraging everyone to come in, know that you're awesome, know that you can do it. And once you start to know and believe that, you start to make some major changes in your life, and you start to really see the fruits of your work. And I love, Jamel, what you do with your mindset coaching and the way that you're helping people. Obviously, people have commented here on the training today that you've changed their lives. So thank you, Jamil, for everything that you've done for us. And I'll look forward to more.
Awesome. I'm so excited. I dropped the life map in the chat there for the winner circle or whoever, we share that with, and Lori, did you want my call link in the chat, or we're doing that later?
Yes, you can. You can drop it there now. We'll also put it in later when we upload the recorded version of this masterclass, so that it will stay in the network forever and not get taken away. Because this is live, but it's been so fun interacting with all of you. Thank you for commenting. Your comments will also be placed in the new upload of the recorded version. So thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, others who have been watching and commenting. It's been really great connecting with you. Thank you for participating. It wouldn't be as fun without you. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope you really got a lot of this and take it into your next year. And do sit down, do the homework right after this, so that you won't forget, and you'll be ready for 2026, which is just around the corner, which is so hard to believe.
Yeah, this year flew by so fast. It's amazing, how time tends to speed up the perception of it, right? But yeah, this has been amazing. Thank you, again, Lori, for having me. Thank you for everyone tuning in. May this be, a real starting point for everyone. Yeah, an awakening, right? When I discovered this knowledge, it gave me direction, and I wasn't, it made me very calm because I knew what I was doing, and I knew where I was going, and I still do. And it changed everything for me. I know it's really simple, but do it. Take the action and write down what you want on that, wherever, write them down, and don't type them, write them. It's different when you write it. It's more powerful. So I'll stop there. Lori, I can talk forever, so.
Well, thank you, Jamel, and we'll be sure to drop your link so people can reach you. You're already tagged in the post, so people can hover over your name and friend you, message you, but we'll drop your official calendar link as well. So thank you again. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here in the Be Awesome Network for this special edition Winner's Circle Masterclass. For our Winner's Circle members who were able to tune in and comment, thank you guys for joining in. And for those of you who couldn't, we will be posting this event in the Winner's Circle private Facebook group, where all of the Winner's Circle members can digest all of the trainings we've done. We keep them all in one place. And so if you're curious about how to be a part of the Winner's Circle, you want to be in the community here, the smaller community here in the Be Awesome Network, where you get to learn together, grow together. You also get to teach here in the network and post about your events and inspire other people with your posts. And I'll bring you on live, and we'll have roundtables and all of those kind of things. If you're interested in that, then comment winner below, and I'll send you more info. But it's always a pleasure, Jamil. It's always an amazing time, you guys, when you tune in. And I'm just overfilled with gratitude right now, just looking at this whole year behind us and the progression of this network. Over 21,000 people now here gathering together just to try to be the very best version and awesome person that we can be together. So thank you everyone for watching. Please tune in tomorrow. We are going to have our Winner's Circle Be Awesome Christmas party giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a lot of great items. Most of them are going to be helpful for you to move on with your goals and dreams and aspirations. You're going to get some inspiration. You're going to get probably some laughter, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern here in the Be Awesome Network for that Jingle Bell Christmas party extravaganza giveaway. So, thank you again, Jamel. Do you have anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
Yes, one more thing that came to mind. When you really tap into your C-type goal, that's a desire. And the word desire is from to draw from within. So it's given to you to become your most awesome self. So go out and be awesome and tap into your greatness, because you're really, really special. And you're more than what we perceive ourselves to be. We really are. So yeah, that just came to mind. I told you I have so many, but yeah, this has been great.
I love it. What a great way to end our time together. Thank you so much, Jamil. And thank you guys for watching. And in case you haven't heard it yet today, I want to remind you that you are awesome and that there's no one on this planet just like you, that only you can do what you can do. Only you have the influence that you have and the people in your life. And I just want to encourage you that you are awesome and you can be awesome and we can be awesome together. So if there's anything you need, please reach out. We're here for you and we're cheering for you all the way. So thank you so much, everyone, and have an amazing, awesome rest of your day.
Bye.
Okay. Awesome. No, my note taker. There we go. Stop recording. There we go. All right.